Hello and welcome back to Half-Assed Builds. We're back in Space Engineers, and we're going to be working on something along a similar vein as last time. Now, as you recall, last time we built Tilly here, and we also built Miney, which is over there. I moved them a bit apart from each other for the screenshots for uploading them to the workshop. So they got a little bit of space between them now. Let's go ahead. We're going to come over here. Today we're going to work on a large grid mining, a space miner. Now, I'm going to do this. So this is vanilla. Obviously, I have a few of the DLC, but not many. I have like some of the deco ones. I have Frostbite being the major one I have. But I don't have like any of the sci-fi stuff like that. But and I'm gonna let you guys know this. I've been playing on one of the Star Trek themed servers, and I find myself in need of a large grid miner that has space for their warp drives. So that's basically what I'm going to be building today. I'm going to basically be leaving a bit of space, but otherwise, this is still going to be a perfectly functional vanilla build. So where do I start? That ends up being the question. So I think what I'm actually going to start with is with a large cargo. A large cargo container. Let's start right here with this bad boy. Bam. We have a large cargo container. Now, one of the things that we always have to figure out is what in the world are we going to do about all of that stone that we're inevitably going to end up with. So I'm going to slap a conveyor junction right there. I'm going to slap... Oh, let's really quick do this thing. No, not that way. Yes, that way. There we go. Bam. Alright, so we're going to slap some conveyor junctions like that. And I am going to grab, I believe, a basic refinery. I don't want to put a full-blown refinery on this. That's a little bit overkill. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put this guy right here. And I know it's not connected yet. That's okay. We're going to get there. I've just... Ooh, you know, I think I've put this down the wrong way. Hang on. Yeah, what I need to do is have this the other direction, but I can't do that yet. So let's go ahead and get this set up. We're going to use a little bit of the built-in vanilla logic here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put this on both sides. Like that. And now what you're going to get is a sorter. So where is... Alright, so you get a sorter going that way. You get a sorter going that way. And then we get our curved tubes, both sides, and now we can put down our basic refinery. Yeah? There we go. That should work just fine. The tubes are all red because there's no power source. So what I'm going to do, you are going to... you are sorter in. Sorter in. You are stone sorter out. So you are going to whitelist stone, and the out sorter is going to blacklist stone. This way, as we mine, the stone will get drawn into the basic refinery, get refined into the three materials. Yes, I know the rate on it is not as good as if you do the either the full-blown refinery or the survival kit, but it's faster than the survival kit, and honestly, the stone is basically a waste product, so who cares? And boop boop boop, gonna sort things right back on into there. So now that we've done that, and since I very specifically used these so that they would only connect to their respective spots, so this way we can go conveyor, conveyor, and do some more things along here, which we're going to. We're not going to do that just this exact second. We're going to get back to that. Now, we need to figure out what we're doing at the front end. So at the very least, I need to do a full grid, basically the same of that. That's a minimum. I think what I'm going to do is actually that. That looks a bit more accurate. And we're going to go ahead and now see, we're large grid this time. So the large grid cockpits are a little bit different. But I don't want to go to the full-on effort. Is that frostbite? Oh, I can't remember. Alright, so these are a little bit different. They don't even have the connection on the back on that one. This guy's is... I can't tell. Is that on the back? No, that's not on the back. That's okay. That's okay. We can do this. This is... Whoop. Hey, what are you... What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Which... I hate this. Sometimes I just have the hardest time figuring out... Okay. There. You now have a cockpit. It's important. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. And we're going to drop an additional conveyor there so it's hooked up. Which means, I believe... Yeah, you know what? Alright, so we're going to get rid of those. We're going to get rid of these corners. No. I need those. The corners. Hang on. How am I doing this? This is slightly different than what I was thinking because of the placement of that. Now I have to have that there if I want to connect it in, which I do want to connect it in. I guess I could do that. And then just... But can't... No, because you've got to... There's something I'm trying to do here. I know it's a little confusing at the moment. Alright, I have to have the one on the bottom. Which means I can't necessarily do the 4 thing I was thinking of. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We'll get rid of this for the moment. I can theoretically do that. Have that like that. How is that going to look from the inside? Not really any different than it otherwise would. I mean, yeah, I kind of lose that if I try to view like that, but looking forward, I don't notice it. So, okay, that works. Not quite how I intended, but I guess that'll be functional. And what I want is to have some of these guys like that. Yeah. Now I wanted to have some additional drills. I suppose I still can. Let's go ahead and get the drills. Drill, 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 drill. Is that gonna work? Probably. I originally wanted to do, like, drills there and there instead of in the middle, and basically, I wanted to do, like, 6, which I still have 6. How does that look from in there? Yeah, that looks ridiculous from in there. Alright, let's go ahead and back this up. Alright, we're definitely not going to be able to do that. So instead, let's go with our original drill configuration that I was thinking. And I guess we'll just reduce the number of thrusters to account... Yeah, see, I like that drill configuration better. Not that. That. Now, how do you look? I mean, it's bad, but it's not terrible. That, you know, we'll be kind of viewing like that a lot anyway, so... I guess that'll work. I wanted one more, thruster, but I've really got to have that there. Just gotta. And I suppose that leaves a spot for the ore detector to stick out anyway. Alright, we'll get back to the ore detector in a little bit. So there's our basic shape, as you were. Alright, so we've got that. We've got this. We are going to need, of course, power. We're going to want a connector. Let's go ahead and get the connector in place. Mr. Connector. There you are. We're going to put the connector right there. Seems like a good spot as any. And now, we need to figure out a couple other things. So, we need to have H2O2, we need generators. We're going to need batteries. And then, of course, we still need our thrust in other directions, etc., etc., and then we will build a hull around it. So what I'm thinking is we're going to start with our H2O2 generators. We're going to do 2 of them. Why? Because I have mirror mode on, and that makes it simple. Let's just do it that direction. Seems best to me. Let's see. Now, unfortunately, how much can this manage at once? I'm trying to remember. It doesn't tell me here. I think that an H2O2 generator is only good enough for a single hydrogen engine apiece. So let's just do 2. We're going to go ahead, we're going to do that. Flip you around that way. There we go, you have power. Now obviously we have no hydrogen tank, but that's okay. We're not going to use hydrogen thrusters, we're just going to have these engines to top up our batteries in the event we need them. So, we're going to go ahead, fill in that bit with battery. That's 4. I would like, and this is going to sound weird, I would like 43 batteries on here. Which sounds like a weird number, but it is the number that I would need in order to accomplish some specific things. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12 plus 4. That is 16. Nowhere near enough. The plus side is that even using this setup as a vanilla setup will end up meaning that we will get a longer longer life out of the, the whole system, just, from having more batteries. So I want to kind of avoid that if I can. But there's nothing saying I can't expand out longer, which I think is what I'm gonna do. So let's go ahead. That's another 5. And yes, this would prove very explosive, because the batteries explode now. How many batteries do we have? Fortunately, you should just be able to tell. 27. Do we go one more layer? I feel like we go one more layer. We probably are going to need one more layer after this, too. 38. That'd be 39. 40 and 41. That makes 43. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to stick our thrusters like that. We're going to have some side thrust there. And we're going to need vertical. As much as I don't want to really do that. You see, like that I think will get covered. Maybe? No, you know what? I don't like that either. I don't like that either. I've got forward and rear. I suppose, since I have enough... You know what? Let's go one more layer. Let's go one more layer on the batteries. It should give us plenty extra to lead a few along the way. And make this a little more reasonable. So if we go like that... Obviously we can't do that down there. You know, side to side doesn't necessarily need a whole lot, does it? It's front and back and maybe up and down that are your primary, needs. So let's go ahead. We're gonna delete these guys. Have some up and some down. There we go. So we got 2 up, 2 down, 4 forward, 3 back. That's not too terrible. Of course, we still... Ooh, I still need to leave the space for the warp drive I wanted. That becomes a question. Because I was so focused on putting those in. Now, what I need is basically a 3x2 space for the drive. It's just the low end one. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to grab those out. I'm going to start slapping in a few... Not this. Hang on. Where's my other... Yeah, here's some of my other choices. I don't need the heavy armor. Actually, I probably could have... whatever. So we're gonna kind of do that. And I'm gonna kind of have... Yeah, let me... you into place. Gonna do that, yeah. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Then we're gonna do the same on the bottom. Like so. And then, yes, slap in some batteries, because more batteries equals more battery life. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so I just need a 3x2 area. So if I do that, and that, then we can do that. And leave it like so. Come out with those. Come out with those. Slap a couple more batteries in, because why not? I'm going to leave that open for the moment so I can get to it when I actually build it. Let's go ahead and get these thrusters back in again. Like I really mean it this time. Oh, you know what I'll put here? The gyroscope I haven't put in yet. That's important to remember. Excellent. And that still leaves me my 2x3 space in the middle there. Now, the way that the warp cores work in that mod is that they need a minimum amount of power output, which is why I said 43 batteries. That is enough to supply the power output, instead of using the actual, like, warp reactor. So this will theoretically hold, like, 15 minutes of warp power, which I'm not planning on doing right away, but it is a thing that is now available to me. So, alright, we've got that. Let's go ahead and get some of the aesthetics done. We've obviously done that. We need this guy right here. Let's go ahead and just run you down as much of this as I can. Just like so. We'll do this on the bottom as well. Just to kind of give the whole thing some nice, pleasing aesthetics, other than, you know, just the raw, please shoot me that it already had. Now, see, already, we're starting to shape up. We'll get to the end here in a minute. Let's go ahead and get these guys filled in. Alright, now that we're down here, let's go ahead and do that. Get you sorted this way. Excellent. Shaping up already. Do-do-do-do-do. Nope, other way. Bam, like that. Excellent. Nice little tube. Yes, I know, it's kind of looking a bit box-like. They do that. Alright, let's go ahead and get... I want this guy right here. We're gonna put you... Well, I would say all the way, but not there. Obvious reasons. That would just get burnt off by the ion thruster. We can go all the way on that end. Excellent. And now we can just do that like that. And that is the basics of it. Let's get the end here sort of handled. I kind of want... Yeah, let's kind of go like this. We're going to go ahead, we're going to say that guy like that. You can go there and there. Now we have another armor piece that we are going to need for here. That being that one. Like so. You know what? I like it. Gives it a little bit of texture. I was thinking maybe not do that, but it actually kind of works. Oops, I went a little far. There we go. Do that. We'll go ahead and swap back over to this one for that piece. There we go. That's pretty good. Now, since I want to be able to get in there and access it, actually, let's see. I want offset door. One of my favorite pieces from Frostbite. Alright, let's go ahead and get that guy. There we go. We'll go ahead and pop you right there, pop you right there. There we go. Looks ever so slightly odd, but not terribly so. Front end could use just a little bit of touch-up. Let's go ahead and do that little bit of touch-up. Pretty much exactly the same as what we did on the back. Slightly different, but not by a whole lot. Like so. Gonna need you there as well. Bam, like that. We need the little guy. Is that not in this one? That must be in this one. Yeah, there we go. That little guy. And now you. Much like so. And there we go. We have some sort of tube for a miner. Oh, we didn't get our ore detector in. Let's go ahead and get our ore detector in. Bam, just like so. Now I believe that should be everything we need. Since it does look so much like a tube, let's go ahead, call it the Tubular Miner. Bam. Just like that. Now, this is basically designed with the idea of using it for, again, staged at a base and mining. You know, mining out of that base. Now, obviously, we don't. We have the hydrogen engines on board, so we can fill her up with ice and let her charge, or we can just hook up to a base and, you know, let it charge from whatever power supply we have there. We should have plenty of power. Look at that. Even under thrust, it's like 13 hours. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and get these couple of things set up. So we need the drill, obviously. Yep, so the solid 13 hours of power with the drills running under thrust. Not bad. Which, of course, is not something you're really going to need to do on a regular basis. Not have the drills running and at thrust. It should bore its own hole. That's kind of why we kept everything as tight as possible. We are all set up so that it processes any stone into the much lighter and less volume-taking materials that you get from stone. It does it at a reasonably quick rate. We have a small area back here. Now, if you're playing vanilla, let me cough away from the microphone real quick. If you're playing vanilla, you could always slap something else in here. Like, if you're really, like, I need a nuclear reactor, you could put a couple of small reactors in here, like 3. You could probably fit 3 in here, still be able to walk around, you know, have access in that way. If you are like, man, this thing is just sluggish under load, give me some more gyroscopes, you can do that. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm playing on a Star Trek themed server with some mods. That's why I built this, you know, instead of something else. And I need this space for the, like, low-end warp drive, so that's what I will be doing with it. But that's not bad. Alright, so is there anything else? Oh, yeah, we should probably group the batteries. The batteries. Alright. Alright, batteries. There we go. Oh, I did that wrong. Hang on. There we go. Miner batteries. Tubular Miner. Alright. I think that's probably all we really need, right? We got the refinery there. Oh, the engines, of course. We want to group those. That'll probably do it. Oh, of course, well, this is designed to go from a base, not from a ship. However, there's nothing stopping this being carried by a large ship, so let's go ahead and get the thrusters. Set up as a group as well. Or detector. Alright, yeah, that should do it. Let's see. Yeah, this thing is, I mean, it's not great on the rotational, but side to side, she's nice and nippy. Why am I looking at this upside down? Oh no. Have I done this upside down? I may have done this upside down. Hang on. Let's get our cockpit back out. Oh, which of course would mean I need to rotate. You know what? It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. We, just have an easier time seeing that. Yeah. There's a reason why this is called half-assed builds, not, glorious, incredible builds, or anything of that nature. We'll put it that way. Alright, so we have our engines, like so. Toggle on off. We have our batteries. Recharge on off. Our thrusters on off. We have our connector. Switch lock. That is probably all we're going to need, although we'll go ahead and do the on-off for the ore detector as well. Let's, in point of fact, try and remember. Turn our ore detector range all the way up. Now there is, of course, one thing I'm now realizing that we still need. We'll just pull out a couple of blocks on the top here, I think, to do it. Just do it right about there, I think. So we are going to go back in here. You are the wrong menu. We need our beacon. So like I said, many servers require beacons. Let's go ahead and get that beacon set up. Tubular Miner. And beacon on off. There we go. So a little derpy, a little bit upside down from how I intended. Just a touch. You know, I think I can actually fix this without too much problem, now that I'm thinking about it. Let's fix this before we are finished. Which, of course, I think means... Nope, that's the industrial. That's the regular cockpit. There we go. Now we're facing the way I intended. We just got to use that cockpit instead, because the other one is, yeah, the other way around. Oops. Gotta be said, oops. This, of course, means I have to set up all of those things again. Let's go ahead and drop that there. We're going to drop, again, just like we did before. Couple of blocks that we need. And there we go. Bam! Alright, there we are. Now we're done. Alright, so that's the Tubular Miner. She'll take a long time to recharge, but she does have hydrogen engines in order to do so. And if you're playing vanilla, there is space for some additional stuff. If you're playing with the Star Trek mod, like I will be, there's space for a Tier 1 warp drive. Not for the warp reactor that goes with it, but you know what? If you really need that, you can always pull out a few of those batteries as you go. Alright. That is going to do it for this episode of Half-Assed Builds. So, until next time, have a good one.